Hello. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. The ladies are doing it again today. Mike is in Japan and sending me pictures from stationery stores, and it is killing me. Killing me. Oh, I wish I was there. He sends me all these pictures of like those rolls of beautiful paper, and I should have sent him with an extra suitcase. Because let's be clear, he's found so much stuff for Colin and Lila that there'll be no paper for me. Hello. The storms are coming in Annapolis. Are we getting storms tomorrow here? I think
there's a chance of rain.
I hope not.
We're going to get them by now.
Okay, well, we'll see. Okay, welcome. I'm glad you're here. I have a very, very big live planned for today. I've been working on this for some time. I'm very excited about it. I have, I don't know how many cards, very prepped and ready. So I've actually already completed all of the cards. So I have like, you know, the examples, but then I also did a lot of the stamping and cutting and stenciling and stuff in preparation so that I can show more. So it's not a lot of repetitive stuff. And I'm kind of doing a few of my favorite kind of techniques to do on cards lately, along with some new things too. A little bit of everything. They should buy another suitcase, Deb. I think that's an excellent idea. I should just like Venmo my $100 and say, go buy a bag. Anyway. Okay. Yes. Okay. So big live. This is something like I've been looking forward to for some time now. Oh, good. Brianne's here. Brianne is Link Ninja. She's in the chat. She helps answer questions and she finds things faster than anybody else. And Noreen is in Dubai. Kinnery, who owns Pinkfresh, is in Dubai too. She moved there a couple of years ago. And I'm just trying to catch up here. And I've got Cammie here doing Mike's job, and Betsy's here helping and hopefully learning so she can start doing her own lives too. That's what I'm hoping for here. So let's see. I just want to make sure. Hold on, just one moment. Okay. Okay. So let me get started by talking about what's going on today that I'm so excited about. It is Pinkfresh's big clearance sale. They do this not so often. I don't know how often, but it's a giant clearance sale and a bunch of new stuff has been put into the clearance sale. It's pages of products and it's all 50 to 75% off in that category. And you get an exclusive additional 10% off using my code. So can you put up that image, Betsy? We're seeing if we can do this time because we're not really sure. Betsy thinks she knows how. Oh, yay! There we go. Go team. Okay, so there's a clearance sale on a ton of stamps, dies, stencils, press plates, and more. A lot of collections. 50 to 75% off. It's already marked down 50 to 75% off. Then if you use my code, you get an additional 10% off, okay? So all of that is at the top of my YouTube description, right where it says special offers, okay? So excellent time to save. You can come back here. Thank you. So a lot of the products that are on sale, you saw me use like last year in different video, probably more recently than that, in a lot of lives and a lot of videos. So if you see a product that's on sale and thought, oh, I think Jennifer's used that, you can go search on that product name on my YouTube channel or on my blog and cards will come up showing them. I'm doing all new stuff today, but everything I'm using from Pinkfresh is, besides like inks and things like that, all the main products I'm using from Pinkfresh are on that big time sale. So again, it's all marked 50 to 75% off, and then you get an extra 10% off. All right, I have to get some liquid courage in the form of sparkling water. Hold on. Okay, so all of that is in the description below. Oh, check engine lights are the worst. Hi, Dana. All right, so let's get started. with my first card. I've got a lot of things prepped, so I'm just going to dive right in so that we have more time to create. And if any questions pop up, I'll try to answer them. All right, the first collection I'm going to use, all of this collection is on sale in that clearance section. This is called Beautiful Branch. I have used this one before. Let me show it to you, and then I'll show you an example I did in the past, and then we'll dive into something completely different. So this is Beautiful Branch. It's got the large image, some nice sentiments. There are coordinating dies to cut all of that out. There are coordinating stencils to color. And there's a coordinating press plate. So if you prefer to do a press plate over a stamped image, you can. They all coordinate together, so you can pick and choose. They're all sold separately so that you can choose what you may want to use. Okay, so this is the Beautiful Branch. Betsy, there is an image of like a bright pink card. This was from, I think it was I don't know if it was a live or pre-recorded video. This is over on my blog. But you can see the Beautiful Branch image I used at the top and at the bottom, and that's a vellum gatefold card. So there is one way you can use it, like across the top of the card and across the bottom of the card, and it really creates that nice focal point in the center. Today, I'm going to do something completely different with it. All right? All right, let's come back here. So let's get started by doing this. I did prep quite a bit of the stuff here. So off screen, I stamped with black ink the image, so you can see it there. You like my henna? Lila did henna on my hand. And I stamped it with black ink, and I used the coordinating die to cut it out. So I went ahead and did that just so that I can spend less time doing that kind of stuff in the video, so I can show you more techniques. All right, so I will go ahead and do some coloring on this one, and I'm going to go for like, I think for this one, I'm going to try to do a mix of colors because some of you people love your pinks, and some of you people like the first half of the rainbow, and some of you people like the second half of the rainbow. So I'm going to do a little bit of both today. So this is going to be the first half of the rainbow. We're going to do some pink, coral, orange, yellow, and we'll do more later. Now, this stencil set is really quick because there's just 2 stencils to do the coloring. It doesn't take long to do at all. The sample of the press plate versus the stamped image. I don't have an example, but they are designed so that they're really exactly the same. The advantage of a press plate is it gives you a crisper image. It's like a no-fail crisp image. I love using the press plate, and you could do either. You could do either. I don't think it would matter one bit. The die will cut both of them out. You can see this is a very fine line stamped image, which is one of the reasons I was drawn to this set and wanted to use it again. Okay, so I'm putting on the stencil. I actually find sometimes it's easier to stamp and die cut and then put the stencils on top, because look how well that stencil suctions onto my sticky mat, so you don't have to know, or you don't have to worry about it shifting. Did you stamp but I did the stamp for this. You could definitely do the press plate, but I did the stamp. It really doesn't matter. I'm not sure why I chose one over the other, but I did. I don't have any idea why. Okay, I'm going to use some Pinkfresh inks today, and I will start down here with like some pinks. I have my magic blending brush, the 1-inch blending brush, so I can do like a light amount of color down first. This is Sparkling Rose, which I always say that this and the bubblegum are like the perfect pink. They're not too orange, not too purple, just a nice pink. So that's Sparkling Rose there. Then I'm going to go into, let's go into Coral Reef, and then we'll do, let me get some of these out so I don't have to keep walking back and forth. We'll go into these. Okay, so yeah, get my steps in, that's for sure. Then Coral Reef, and I'm overlapping with the pink I did, so I get that nice blend. So I'm kind of blending from bottom to top here. And then we have, this is Apricot, which is a nice like pop of orangey yellow. It's a great color. And then the perfect yellow, I talk about this one a lot, Lemon Whip. It's the perfect light yellow. Okay, so now I have a very quick rainbow blend of color, rainbow-ish. But I want to make that pop more because we can't, we can't just leave it like that. I want to add a little bit of contrast and make it pop. So I will put all of these lighter colors back and come in with just like a darker shade from all of those families. And you really could just use the same color that you did. Hold on, I gotta think. It's hard to think. Thinking is overrated. You could use the same inks you used before and just put it down heavier, but I'm just gonna come in with some darker. And I'll come in with a smaller blending brush, and I'm gonna do just like some darker right at the center of the flowers and kind of spin it out. So it just has that depth of color in the center. But this is something you could always skip. Do you mind scrolling it? No, don't be sorry. It's okay. Yeah, I have multiple grip mats because whenever Christina Warner comes to my house, I have to get out a new grip mat because she's like, I don't know, she like things like fresh, clean mats, and I don't know how she does it because remember how she likes to always be clean. And I'm very sorry because the worker guy is right outside of my door. Right here. The landscaper is. I love those guys. Can you hear it? I'm sorry if you can hear it. It's right outside my window. It shouldn't be long because he's only doing one thing, but we will see. Okay, so I'm just doing, so I did a little bit of Raspberry Bliss in the center of the pink flowers. I'm doing passion fruit in the center of the coral flowers. I did mango sorbet the center of the orange flowers, and now I'll do marigold at the center of the yellow flowers. Okay. So just putting a little bit more interest in there by adding that little pop of color. It doesn't take long, but this is one of the advantages of having different size brushes, so you can do this.
Someone's asking about which brush that is.
These are Altenew mini, the micro blending brushes. Sorry, the micro blending brushes from Altenew. There's a lot of great brushes out there, and I feel like a lot of different brushes have different purposes. My most used for large areas is definitely the magic brushes from Pinkfresh, the 1-inch blending brushes, which I call magic brushes. Okay, I can't remember what colors I used. I think I used these. Okay, there we go. So isn't that pretty? Didn't take long. You could hear, okay, sorry if you heard that. It really won't take long. There was one big old, what are they called? Maple, Earl Maple, something like that. Maple Earl. I don't know. Somebody out there is going to tell me. They get really big and beautiful pink flowers just covering it, and then you have to cut it back, and they forgot to cut it back.
Crepe myrtle.
Crepe myrtle. What did I say? Maple Earl. Crepe myrtle. Thank you. I'm a mess. Okay, so I did key lime.
You know you're crafting, so you're.
Yeah, we can only. There's only so much room in your brain for things that I don't know. Anyway, I did key lime first, and then I did a pop of Emerald City, which has a little blue tone to it. And look how quick I was able to do that. Gorgeous. So pretty. So that is the beautiful branch. So I stamped it, cut it out, and then used the stencils. Now, let me clean off my stencils because I've got a lot. The guys who do the landscaping are super nice, and they do a good job, so I'm not gonna complain at all. Okay, so clean enough-ish. Let me put these away. So this is on sale. I'm not sure. Yeah, crepe myrtles are beautiful. I'm not sure what % off this one is, but I know it's on sale. Okay, and I also did some more off screen. I did 2 more. These I did purples, blues, and teals. So really, if you put these two together, you kind of got a nice little rainbow. Wouldn't that be fun like that, going across a card? So I just, same stenciling, just different colors. I use Pinkfresh inks for all this, but you could use whatever inks you have. All right, so the plan is here to, yeah, this would make a good color palette. I need to do that sometime. The plan here is to have this at the top of my card and it cut away at the top, front. So like the front of the card is shaped, possibly, all right?
Nice.
But first, you know what? I've done so many cards since I came up with this one, I can't even remember what I did. Okay, but first I want to do something fun on the background. So the flower will be up across the top. I want fun down here. Let me show you the card. I'm just going to show you. So here's the card. See this diagonal stripe funness at the bottom? Little thin strips. This is faster to do than you would think. There's the little image I just did, and you can see the top of the front of the card looks like that, and then on the inside it's there too. All right, so that's what I forgot to do. I'll show you. We have to make this one. That's what I forgot to do. Okay, hold please. We need to do some kissing. Cammie's thinking, what the heck are we doing here? So this is the image that we just created, right? That's using the stamp as intended. All products that were newly added to clearance is 50% off. Yeah, everything I'm using is 50% off today, and you get an extra 10% off. Thank you, Jody, for that. So this is the image I created for the front, but I want there to be an image right on the other side, but it's the reverse. See? I need to do it backwards. So we're going to do some mirror stamping. And believe it or not, it's easy to do. So, see, this is what happens when you come up with your card way long, all the way on Saturday. Okay, so I have my Misty stamping tool. In my Misty stamping tool, I have a grip mat. This is waffle flower grip mat. Any kind of grip mat that is made from stamp material would work for this. So you could do this in a stamp wheel if you have that. Gina K has a grip mat that's made of stamp material. This one's from waffle flower. Simon Says Stamp has one. But basically a grip mat like this, a clear grip mat like this, is like a giant stamp. Okay, so we're going to use it to do mirror stamping. So I've put a piece of cardstock in here and my stamp. Now I'm going to ink up my stamp, but I'll take my cardstock out. Now you could use black pigment ink or just black dye ink. I will tell you, black pigment ink actually probably works a little better for this, but I'm just going to use dye ink because I know we all have that. This is Detail Black from Pinkfresh. I'm going to ink it up and I'm going to stamp it onto that grip mat. You can see the image there. So I'm stamping from one stamp onto this giant flat stamp because that's what the grip mat is. And I'm going to do that twice, maybe do it a third time, so I get lots of ink over here. Then I'll take a piece of cardstock, put it right into the corner of my stamping tool and press down. And I'll also stamp on the back. Just trust me on that. This is something I've never done before because I never thought of it. And I'll peel this off. Now it's not going to be perfect yet. We're going to have to do it a few times. But look it, there's the kissed image and it's a reverse. So let's do it again. Leave that ink on there, it's fine. Ink and stamp. Ink and stamp again. If you do not have a big clear grip mat like this, you could use the back side of a large stamp too. Okay, I'm gonna take that, put it down the same way I did before, press it, rub that around. Can you scroll? That's okay. This mat is from Waffle Flower. There, see how I'm getting a reverse image?
Mike's beginning.
Mike is here. Mike, you're supposed to be sleeping. I shifted it a little bit. I'm going to start over. Got to be careful not to. You have to be careful to get your white cardstock right in the inside. Mike, you messed me up.
Even from afar. Other side of the world.
I'm starting over because I didn't get my cardstock right in the nook. So make sure you get your cardstock right into the nook. And I'm also going to stamp on the back. Doesn't matter how good that looks, just stamp the extra ink there. There, that's good. Let's do it one more time, see if that works. So I'm putting as much ink onto that as I can. Now I'll take this and press that down. All right, let's see. Might go to bed. There we go. See? So I have a reverse image here. Nice. Okay. So to get this off, it's not hard. I use Ultra Clean. This is Hero Arts Ultra Clean. I spray a little bit on and use a wet cloth. And if you do that a few times, it'll remove that, okay? I'm gonna leave it for now. Yes, VersaFine Clair would work fantastic there. I know not everybody has a pigment ink. VersaFine Clair ink would work wonderfully there, even better. And Altenew Obsidian Black, that's a black pigment ink too. That would work wonderfully. Now let me heat set this because we're gonna ink blend. And this one, I think I'll do the pinks again. Okay, good enough. Good enough-ish. I'm gonna do the exact same thing as before. If you are using the press plate and you need to do reverse, that's trickier. I would recommend it with the stamp for sure. Okay, so now the stencils that I already cleaned. Now, this is a reverse image. So we have to use the stencils in reverse. That means you're gonna flip your stencils over from what you did before. So this is the front of the stencil. I can tell there's etching there. So I need to flip it over in order for it to line up with my stamped image. Okay? So I will do the same thing. I should have done this before, but I didn't think of it. All right, let me see here. Are there any questions while I do this part?
There was one unrelated question. Someone asked if you ever had made an A9 size card, which I looked up, and it's half of an 8.5 by 11. It's 5.5 by 8.5, so very large. I
have never made an A9 size card. Somebody said that's like 8.5 by 5.5. No, that's big real estate, man.
That is huge.
That's a lot of real estate, but hey,
Scrapbook.
yeah, go for it. I mean, that's your jam, go for it. 5 by 7, I don't even love slimline anymore. So anything that big kind of overwhelms me. 5 by 7 is generally what I'll do. All right, so I did the lighter colors. Is he still working out there? He's gone, she can go out, but I don't know why she wants to go out. Okay, persimmon, passion fruit, marigold, and raspberry bliss. Oh, you have to work on a big card for somebody retiring where a bunch of people have to sign it? That makes sense. You could always treat it as like a smaller panel and put it on with like a big mat. Maybe that would help.
Oh, yeah.
Make it more manageable. I don't know. Okay. So I'm just doing the same thing, but what we have is the reverse image, and I'm using the stencils upside down so that I get it, the stenciling reverse too. All right. If Mike was here, I would do a poll, but we don't know how to do those.
I haven't played around with that yet.
No, we don't need to. I was just curious what size most people make.
Can you talk about someone that's asking if you need both the stamp and the press plate?
Listen, I don't think, in most cases, I don't think you need both a press plate and a stamp. I don't think so, personally. This is a rare technique. What I'm doing here is a rare technique that works really well with the stamp, this kissing thing. But I don't think, I don't normally do that with a set. So in this case, I think the stamp would be great, but A lot of times I get the press plate because I just like the press plate look. What? Me? Huh? Okay. So I flipped my stencil upside down again to do the inking here. Let's get my greens back out. I shouldn't have put these away before. All right. I did Key Lime and Emerald City. Let me show you what the Emerald City looks like. It's got a little bluish tone to it, whereas the Key Lime, I'll show you, hang on, fix this. What happened?
Nothing. Just
okay. Is more of a green, like a little bit of a limey green and more of a blue green. And I like to mix two different colors together. I think it just makes it pop. So I did quick with the lime green, and then I'll come in with the smaller brush for that darker Emerald City, kind of at the base of the leaves and in some of the areas that might be a little bit darker. But really, doesn't matter. Yay! Forgiving. Okay, there we go. Now, this is our reverse image, remember? So it's backwards from what we did before, which is really cool. And I need to die cut that out. But if you think about it, this is something new I figured out by accident the other day. The die won't want to cut this out, right? It's backwards. But remember when we were doing the kissing, I stamped on the back side? Line it up with the back side. If you line it up with the back side, it's going to be cut it out perfect on the other side. Can you scroll it? What'd you say? It's constant. I don't know why it does it. All right. All right, so now I cut it out on the stamp side. There's the reverse side. And look how good that looks. Now, I don't know if you've ever noticed, if you're uptight like me, you'll notice that when you die cut, like the back side, see how the edges curl up?
Yep.
Drives me crazy. So what I do is I take, I'll take just any kind of scrap cardstock, put your die cut in between two pieces of scrap cardstock, and run that through your die cut machine without a die. The reason you put the scrap cardstock on both sides is because if like the bumpies and creases and cuts on your plates will leave an impression if you don't put the white cardstock on both sides. But now that it's smooth.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay? Oh, look at some of the ink transfer. That's kind of pretty.
Ooh, wow.
There's a technique for the future.
It's like a wildflower.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. Okay, so now I've got all these images. So now, I have the floral image for the front, and I have a floral that will go on the inside. Okay, now let's make this card base with these stripedy stripes. Normally people do stripedy stripes and rainbows and stuff. I thought that would be too distracting. So I'm doing my stripedy stripes with white cardstock and white glitter cardstock for a little bit of interest, but I'm cheating. Cheating is encouraged in crafting, but I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna totally fake this, but I have to find the product first. Dang it. You know, why do things hide? Come out, wherever you are. Here it is. Okay, so this is an older die that I've used quite a bit. This is the Fancy Diagonal Stripes. It is on sale right now, big time. Okay, this is really cool because it cuts, let me get a piece of cardstock to put behind it so you can see it better. It cuts like a stripe, see? And it keeps them connected on the sides so you don't have to deal with a bunch of strips. But what I'm gonna do is inlay glitter paper too. So first I have a 4¼ by 5½ inch note card. I'm gonna make it a little narrow, so my leaf can hang off the edge. So I'm gonna cut this so that it is 4 inches wide by 5½ inches tall. And I will glue this right on, no, not yet. Liar, pants on fire. Hold on. I'm trying to remember which way I did it first. I lied. Okay. Before I glue that on, hold on. Yeah, before I glue it on, this is, again, 4 inches by 5½ inches. I'm gonna take this die cut. It's the same die cut, but I need to know where to cut the front of my card. See how the front is short? And partial die cutting is tricky with this design of a card. So what I'm gonna do is, this is an extra die cut I made with the same die. And I am just positioning it where I will want it to be. I want my floral to be like that. And I'll put a little bit piece of tape down here. And a little bitty piece of tape up here. Okay? I need to cut right through the center, so that when I put my flower die cut on later, it'll be cut hidden. So just bear with me. So I'm gonna cut right down the center of this die cut. Oops. Cutting through this die cut, yep. All the way up to here. And then I'll just cut this little flap off here. Okay? So now we have that, okay? So that when I go to put this on the front, it like will look continuous because of how I cut it. Okay? Just something fun and different to do. All right? So now I need to decorate the front here. So I'm just going to open that up a little bit. I'll put some adhesive on the back of this. Now, you could use liquid adhesive here. I'm being lazy to save time. Cami, can you text Ken and ask her to come down and get Foxy and take her up?
Ask Ken.
Yeah, I think he should be here by now. Okay, so I put glue on the back of this. I'm gonna lay it down. This is gonna hang over the edges. That's okay, don't worry. I'm gonna cut all the extra off here in a minute. Okay? Now, before I cut all that extra off, I cut the same fancy diagonal background die from a white glitter cardstock. See these guys sparklies? See it? That's Glacier glitter cardstock from Pinkfresh. And now I'm gonna glue these into the openings. Now, you know with inlay, there are other ways I could have done this. I could have covered the whole front of my card with glue and then laid this down. I don't know, I'm just going with it. And in these openings, I'll put the glitter. Now, I could have put a full piece of glitter behind it, but the reason I didn't do that is because I wanted the inlay look, and then I'll have this leftover, also have this leftover die cut that I can use, the background die cut that I can use for something else. Yep, 2 for 1. Oop, that doesn't go there. This goes up here. You could do rainbow colors here. You could do ink blending on these. But this is like an easy way to create that kind of, I think this is right, this like striped look, you know, like where people put strips of cardstock, but it's controlled. Like it's all figured out, right? Okay, so it's just gonna take me a few minutes to put these in. I was gonna do this ahead of time, but I really felt like seeing how it all comes together helps to make more sense of it. All right, are there any questions? While I...
No.
Sorry, I was texting.
There have not been.
Oh, it's okay.
He said he will when he gets here.
Oh.
I can let her out.
I just don't know if if they close the gates or
Yeah, the
anything.
gate.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
I haven't seen any questions.
No questions?
Nope.
Wow. Yeah, it is a 2 for 1. Because you could actually make another card. I actually created more florals than I needed, so I can use the opposite of the glitter paper on the other. But I just thought I mean, I could have not inlaid this glitter, but it really just kind of adds something fun. I originally had like colored cardstock strips in here, and it just fought with the florals. It just distracted too much. Almost done. You're all mesmerized? This is not mesmerizing. This is Jennifer moving too slow.
It's mesmerizing to watch.
Oh, while I do this, I do need to say, one of my favorite things when I got the link to what's on sale, one of my favorite things to do is to look at each product and look at their examples. Pinkfresh is really good about having lots of examples. So if you went to like the Fancy Diagonal Stripes die product page and looked underneath the main image, you'll see tons of examples. Tons of examples. So it's always good to go look at that. Okay.
Someone just asked where you get a lot of inspiration, so
It's a good, when I start with the Pinkfresh project, I like to look at their inspiration because their design team is really good at colors, and I oftentimes will do more unique colors because of their suggestions. Okay, so now I'm going to flip this over and cut off the extra. Yeah, there is some glue at the top of my pieces that's hanging over that cut edge, but I used glue tape and I'm not pressing, I haven't pressed it down well yet, so it'll easily come right off, which you'll see. Hold on. These scissors from Spellbinders are green. Okay, so now I can open this up and I can cut that away. So I'll just get my scissors in here. And yeah, this edge does not look pretty, but we're gonna cover it up. There we go. So look at that. We have a stripedy. Goodness, look at that. Now on this one I used Glacier white glitter cardstock from Pinkfresh. And this is Moonstone from Altenew. So just two different ones. I decided I liked this better for this particular card. Now I have this leftover glittery bit for another card. So I'm going to set that aside. Now, let's start putting this bad boy together. And again, if you are shopping on all these sale items, be sure to use my discount code. That's how you get an additional 10% off, and you have to use the code. You got to use it because it's too hard to go back and change that. Okay. So I just put an extra die cut behind it so it'd pop up a little bit and be a little stronger. And now it's going to get glued right to this edge. So let me see how I had it like that. Okay. So on the bottom of this die cut, I'll put some glue. I can always go back and put more in later, but let me just get the gist of it down. Okay. And I started up here and I'll tilt down. There we go. Okay. So that goes there. I'm going to carefully flip that over. I don't want to wait for every 2 steps to dry. And I've got the reverse one. This is the one we did mirror. Okay? So the mirror one I'll put on the other side and I just line it up. And I'll be a little more generous with the glue here because I have to sandwich. Make sure it's all connected. And when I say generous with the glue, I don't mean bigger blobs. Wait. Yeah, this is it. I don't mean bigger blobs, I mean spread out more. Okay, so I'm going to just line it up with the one that's on the front. So the note card is sandwiched. The front of the note card is sandwiched between. Yes, you could have put the cardstock strips I did. You definitely could have put Altenew double-sided adhesive on first. That would be wonderful. I just didn't. I should have. Okay? Now, on my card, I stamped "So happy that we're friends" here. Okay? I'm not going to do that right now. I do have the sentiment. This is "You are pretty amazing." I really like this set for the sentiments in it. Now I got to find it. Hold please. Here it is. This is on sale. This is the Artsy Floral. So there's the big stamp set, there's coordinating dies, coordinating stencils, and I really like the sentiments here. I'll be using them a few times today. Thank you for all the ways you show how much you care. Wishing you the happiest day. You are pretty amazing. Sending extra love your way. And then there's a thinking of you here, and the coordinating die set has the dies for it. So I did You're Pretty Amazing, and I stacked it up so it would stand out a little bit. And it just fits nicely in that little nook there. Now, I did want to show you one other thing you could do with this. Okay? This is, I probably should have thought of this before, but we're gonna try something. I could totally destroy this card. Are we shocked by that? But I have this blue one, and I thought, wouldn't that be cool there?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna show you a variation. So on this one, you can see like this white up here showing through, and you write your personal message all down here, okay? But I'm gonna change it. I could have done this from the beginning. Remember when I put the purple die cut on there and I cut at that angle? If I wanted to do this version that I'm about to do, I could have cut through all of that at once, but I didn't do that because I didn't think of it. So I have cut another scrap die cut. I'm gonna lay it here lined up. See the blue, or the glue is facing up towards the camera. So I've got that lined up. Again, you could have cut through this back layer earlier. Hold on. Hi, Ken, thank you. Okay. Hey, Ken. I know. Did you talk to them about Young Life tonight?
What?
No, nothing. Okay. So I'm gonna, sorry, I have a scrap cardstock. Adhesive is facing up towards the camera. So there we go. And I'll close my card onto it. And now I can do the same cutting maneuver over here. So I'm gonna cut. Again, I could have done all of this in the one cut I did before, but I didn't think of it. So I'm gonna just cut up to here. And now I can take this and glue this right along that. They're not going?
No.
What was the reason?
Gina has to study.
Oh, great.
I didn't catch the rest.
Okay. So I'll just lay that down. Let me make sure that I'm matched up on the front. Oh, come along now. Hang on. That didn't work. Give me a second. I'm just going to lay it behind here. Like that. There we go.
Cool.
Just a second. Line it up. Would have been easier again if I would have cut that from the beginning. There we go. It's getting there.
Oh,
So now
that's cool.
Yeah.
It's like a rainbow of flowers.
it's closed. Looks like that. When you open, and again, I would stamp a greeting right there, and then on the back, I will just sandwich a plain die cut.
Can you mention how this can be done with other stamp sets too? Because this one is sold out.
This one's sold out.
But
Say
other
what?
things- Other things they can do the same.
Okay, yeah, I will show some other images that would work for this. I'm just gonna put this one on the back so it's sandwiched.
They have lots of cards. You can say that.
Yeah, there's a lot that could be used for this. So there we go. So now the back looks like that cut edge is covered up, but there. All right, so we just have to add the sentiment which I had in my paw a minute ago. It ran away. I had it ready. Well, I'll just do the "You Are Pretty Amazing" on there, and that's it. All right, so there's two different versions there. This one has the white on the back, this has the cut edge at the top. So either, whatever floats your boat. All right. Now, as far as other images, I can show you some other ones, because Pinkfresh has a ton that would work for this. What's wrong?
No, all good.
Okay.
Cammy's learning
Cammy's learning.
about card making.
It's good. Cammy's learning about card making. That's good. Okay. Let me see. Let me find some. I know there are other ones that Like this one would be really cool, and I'm going to use this set later. This is the Delighted For You. So this could be like go across the top. So you could do a bigger image. Again, that's Delighted For You, and I know that's on sale. Then there is, let's see, those are big. Sorry, I've got a lot here to go through. This one would be, this is one of my older favorite stamp sets. I did a video with this a long time ago. You can see it's very well loved, so it's hard to see. But you could do also a cluster of flowers. This is called Happy For You. Let me remove the dirty stamps so you can better see. Ew, that's my workout for the day.
Somebody's asking again about using a press plate instead of a stamp.
To do the kissing, I wouldn't try it with a press plate, but
You could use it on the front part.
yeah, you could just do the front part and not put the floral on the inside. This one would be great. You could do, this stamps the 4 images and then stencils them all at once and then cuts them all at once. So you could do this and do maybe like this image and this one going across and do the reverse for the inside. All right. Yeah, it would be harder to do the reverse image with the press plate. This is something that works well with stamps. But if you look through the clearance section, any of the images that are about this size would work, or 2 larger images. All right? Sorry, 2 smaller images. I tell you.
Or half of
All right, so there we go.
Yeah,
And I think the sentiment in there is quite nice to add to.
it's a nice touch.
Yes,
Beautiful.
I know it's hard to remember all the things because clearly I don't remember all the things, but that's why we can go back and watch it later. There we go. Okay. I like that this one has the rainbow
I love that.
surprise.
That's really
It does need, I would probably stamp on this one.
I'd stamp on the side.
Yeah, I would stamp right there. And then there's plenty of room to write your personal message. This needs to get glued back in here. All right, were there any questions on those?
Not that you haven't already covered.
Yay.
You're doing great.
Oh, Gina's got some great, yes, Gina's got some great florals that would work great across this. I mean, there's a lot of great floral images. Okay. All right, so there you go. Fun times. Okay, that's the first card. That featured the fancy diagonal stripes and the beautiful branch. All right?
Could the kissing be done on
Yes.
acetate?
Yes, kissing can also be done on acetate. If you do not have a big grip mat like this in your MISTI stamping tool or in your stamp wheel, you can put a piece of acetate down and do that on acetate. Absolutely. You can also, if you have a large clear background stamp, you can do it on the back of a large clear background stamp. I know like Gina's got large clear background stamps. You can do it on the back side of that. All right. Okay, good enough for now. All right, let's move on to the next one. I don't know what that will be. Let's see. Let's do an oldie but goodie. It's not really that old because I just showed it recently. Okay, a few lives ago, I did this. And it was this X card that stands up and it flattens to go into an envelope, and then it, like that X pops up. And this background die here is on sale now. I think it was on sale then too. It is the dotted lattice. There's also the elongated lattice. I'm going to use the elongated today. But I showed how to do this in a live, and it was just a few weeks ago. I wanted to show you that you can also make it horizontal too. So we're going to do that today. and change up some of the things in it, okay? And I've prepped a lot of this so it won't take as long. So I am using, so this is not the card we're doing. This was from my old live. This is the one I'm doing today. So the X is sideways, and you can see it stands up very nicely, and it flattens nicely to go into an envelope, okay? And it's just another design. I just think it looks really cool how there's so much dimension to it. So I used the elongated lattice for the background. You can use solid cardstock for this. It doesn't have to be see-through, but I think the see-through element makes it really fun. And Pinkfresh has a lot of background dyes like this. I know that these two particular ones are on sale right now, and they work well for it. You're watching from Naples, Italy? Have some pizza for me. Okay, so I, off screen, die cut 3, oops, this one extra, 3 from white and 1 from silver, okay? So they're just a background die cut. So the overall background die cut is, never seen you destroy a card. Oh, I destroy cards. This cuts 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. And what I did off screen to save time is I score it right down the middle. So I scored each of these right down the middle at 2 1/8 of an inch. It's 1 groove line to the right of 2. And that will score it right in the middle. And then I folded them all in half. So I have 3 white folded in half and 1 that is silver. This is just brushed silver cardstock. I just thought that would be pretty on the back. And it's kind of cool because when it's offset, you see the white. But you could do blue. Blue would be pretty too. But I went with silver. No, you know what? I might, no, I've already prepped it. Squirrel. Okay. So now we're going to start gluing this together. So I'm starting with the silver, and when you fold them, you're folding so the pretty side is inside of the taco. So the outside of the taco is the back of the die cut. So pretty side, that's the silver side, is inside the taco. So on one of the backs, I'm going to put some glue. This would be excellent to have done with like double-sided adhesive sheet on the back of it before you do it, but I didn't. We're going the liquid adhesive route. And I'm just trying to put, we really want this to stay secure. So make sure you use a glue you know and trust. All right. If you have any kind of open background dyes, there's a lot that would work for this. And again, it doesn't have to be the open holes, but I think that makes it cool. So I put adhesive on that. Now I'm going to take one of the folded white ones. All right. There are only a few products on sale right now that, like, a lot of the product, somebody said they bought a lot of this stuff when it was 25% off. We had, I think, 25% off site-wide. This is the clearance stuff, so it's deeper sales. All right, so I'm just trying to line that side up. So I'm putting 2 tacos back to back. 2 tacos. Now I want taco. I know.
People talk about food on this.
All the time.
We talk about food, especially potatoes.
Potatoes are popular topic.
They're all new emerald.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
That was great, yeah.
so this is 2 tacos back to back, and I'm going to put something heavy on that while it dries. Okay, then to save time, I'm going to glue 2 more tacos together back to back. So these are just white. Are there any questions about things besides tacos? No?
No, there are not.
Mike has had a field day in the, he loves Tokyo. He is obsessed. Ooh. My mom will stay and be social with people after dinner, and I think Mike goes and hits the town.
Oh my goodness.
He loves to go to convenience stores because convenience stores there are very different, and get like sushi at a convenience store that is better than any sushi you would ever get here. All right, so there is glue on the side of that one taco. I'll put the other taco glued up against it. And again, remember, when I folded these, I folded them so the pretty side of the die cut is on the inside. Let's put, I'm trying to line these up the best I can quickly. All right. Normally I would just hold these together with my fingers for a little bit, but Jennifer's impatient. All right. Okay, now, there's our first two tacos. One's silver, one's white. On the back of it, I'll put glue where we only have to glue together a bit more. This is, you know, more time consuming than most of the card, but I think it's so cool in the end. You could use dry adhesive here if that's faster for you, or again, double-sided adhesive on the back. But I'm just going with the liquid. Liquid glue gives you wiggle room time. So now I have two tacos, see? And I'm gonna put those together. So now we have 4 tacos all together. Now we're talking. 4 tacos sounds just about right. So nobody's coming over tonight now? Is that what he said? Lila doesn't want to go because they throw food around and she doesn't want to get dirty. Yeah.
Ooh, I don't blame her.
Okay.
I wouldn't like that either.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Why would they do that? They didn't do that when I was a kid.
Because they think kids think that's fun, except my kids. Okay.
I wouldn't like it.
All right. There we go. See? Last thing is to glue this flat side to this flat side. So, last time. So basically we're forming an X by putting 4 folded die cuts back to back.
Scratching those taco shells.
Someone's asking a question about if your glue nozzle gets clogged and what do you do?
The only time my glue nozzle gets clogged is if I forget to put my top back on it each time. And I forget all the time. So I just keep a fine stainless steel needle. All right, so there's glue here. Watch, I'm gonna wrap it around and close those last 2 sides together. Everything should line up-ish. And then you have, looks like an X. Okay, and you can flatten it down and put something heavy on it once you're happy with the position. So I have just a thin needle here, right? Pin. That's a pin. Stainless steel pin. Okay. There we go. There's my X. See my X? And you can actually flatten it in so many ways. But I'm flattening it so that the silver's on the front. Okay? So there is our card base. Now for the front of our card, let's do some stencils. These flowers I really like. I've used these before too. They are the Be Fearless set, which I have to find. Ooh, found. Ooh, found. Ooh, 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 look at that. I found them all. This is the Be Fearless. I really like the style of these images and that these flowers are kind of bigger. So you could use like a dot stencil over it instead if you wanted to. I'm just going to do some quick coloring. And it's all, this is one big stamp. So you stamp them all, stencil them all, and die cut them all. So that's a big time saver. And then you have the coordinating die that cuts them out. There's a press plate too. So you, by all means, with what I'm doing now, you could do the press plate. So here are the stencils. I'm gonna do, I don't even know. You know what, I might skip the coloring on this. What time is it? Yeah, I'm gonna skip the coloring because it's just basic stenciling. Because I have an extra set here. I'll just tell you what I did, okay? I'm gonna tell you what I did. First, I started with the first stencil and I laid that down. And over this, I did Summer Sky on the big flowers and Lemon Whip on the smaller flowers. okay? So Lemon Whip for the smaller flowers, Summer Sky for the bigger. Then I came in with the next stencil, line that up, and this gives like the darker blue that you see. And that darker blue is Blue Jay on the blue flower and Marigold on the yellow flowers, okay? Then the third stencil for the flowers just does like the deep parts inside the flowers. So that's the darkest. I did Sapphire on the blue flowers and Apricot on the yellow. So there you can see what they look like. Hi, Lila.
Hi.
So you're not gonna go? Why not?
It's just a lot.
Okay, you all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you tell Bethany?
Yeah.
Okay. What? Are you sure? Okay. So is anybody, sorry guys, is anybody coming over?
No.
Okay. Okay. We'll figure out dinner when I'm done.
Okay.
Okay? All right. Then for the leaves, let's see. Let me line up the leaves here. Doo-be-doo-doo-doo-doo. Where's this etching? There it is. For the leaves, I did key lime over the whole thing. And then on the next layer, for the details of the leaves, I did, what did I do? Olive? I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah, olive. Okay, so that, and then after I did all of the stenciling, you just take one die and it cuts them all out at once. Big time saver, okay? So that's the stenciling I did with the Be Fearless. Now this, by the way, these flowers, you could do like I just did before on the last card, and you could have these kind of arch along. You know, you could even arch just the two along and have a very similar design to what we had before on the last card. If you're looking for another option, this would be great. All right, so I have my flower stamped. Now I have a note card here. This is a mini note card that I created that is 4 inches wide by 2 3/4 inches tall. And that's gonna be my card that goes on the front of it, okay? 4 by 2 3/4 inches. But I wanted a blue matte around the edge, and I couldn't find the perfect color of blue cardstock to match it. And so instead of looking for the perfect color of blue cardstock to match it, I'm just gonna make my own. Putting a little bit of glue on the back of the note card to hold it still on my desk. I don't want to move around because I don't want the back side to get all inky. I want it to look decent from the other side. So this is Blue Jay, which is the one of the darker blues I used. And I'm just putting this right on to the front of my card. And I really only have to focus on the edges because that's all that's going to show. So if you ever want your the mat of your card to match your project instead of looking for the right cardstock, just do this. If you want it to be darker, you can go direct to paper. But I just did the brush because that's what I did over the stencil. And the Pinkfresh brushes are great for that. I didn't spend time blending it because it's going to get covered. Okay, so now I have a white panel cut to be slightly smaller that go right there in the center. So let's put glue on this. There is an apricot ink. That is what I used at the for the details on my yellow flowers. I used it on the first card too. That was the lighter orange I used earlier. So there's my little note card that'll go right in the center. All right. Now, let's add the flowers. I want the flowers to kind of hang off the edge some. So I'll put one down here. I'm gonna pop the little bits out. This is one of the things I love that Pinkfresh does, is these little, there's not these big white blobs, those pop out. So this is gonna kind of go like that.
I'm doing it.
What's happening?
I'm answering questions.
Okay. So that's going to kind of go like that, kind of hanging off the edge. And then I'll do the same thing at the top. I'm really into yellows and blues right now. It's a little nuts how much I enjoy the yellows and blues. I like having things hang off like this. Then let's put this guy up here. Oop, don't move. Oh, darn it. It's okay. I shall fix it in momento. Okay. Ooh, wait, no, hold on. I covered it up. I covered it up with a little flower. I am missing a yellow rose. There's another yellow rose that I tucked down here, but it's missing. So I'm just going to go without it. There's just one little cluster here. So there we go. That's kind of fun, like that. Okay? Yeah, the blue is pretty. I love their blues. Now for a sentiment, remember this set I showed you at the beginning that I said I use a lot? I think it's called Happy For You. I have to find it. Hold, please. It's a big stamp set that says Happy For You. Oh, come on now. I had it out. Oh, here it is. I had put it away. Go figure. So this is the Happy For You that I used earlier, or I showed you earlier. I think I showed you this earlier for this option. I love the sentiments in here. The Happy For You, thanks for all you do. I really like this thanks for all you do, and I've used it a lot. You can tell from my well-loved stamp set. Stamped that with black ink on white cardstock, stacked a couple extra cardstock die cuts behind it, and I'll glue that right on. That right at the center. Yeah, it is good for Ukraine too. Okay, so put that down. Next.
What's the size of that small card?
The overall size of this card, the blue note card under there, is 4 by 2 3/4 inches. All right, now we need to create a little pop-up element that will work for, it's this little pop-up element that's in the inside there, right down in there, so that this doesn't flatten our X. It'll pop up with our X, okay? So to make that pop-up element, I have a piece of white cardstock. You want something that won't stand out much. This is white cardstock that is 2 inches by 4 1/4 inches. So that's 2 by 4 1/4. And Betsy said someday she's gonna help me make templates for these kind of things. I gotta get there.
I will do it.
Okay, so you're gonna score at 1 inch, 1 3/4 inches. So 1 inch, 1 3/4 inches, then rotate and do the same thing. 1 inch, 1 3/4 inches. So this is what it'll look like when you fold it. It's just this funky little thing. So again, this is 4 1/4 by 2 inches. And I scored at 1 and 1 3/4 inches from both ends. So this will go right along here. This is going to get glued right there. So I have my folded piece. You can see how it's folded. There's this like flat bit there. There are these flaps. See the flaps here? That's where I'm going to put my glue. Nope, liar. Pencil markers. Those flaps are going to go down, but you don't want to put glue all over the back of them because there's holes here. So this thing, those flaps will be folded down. It's going to get glued down. So I only want glue like right here. Put glue there and then here, because that's where those little flaps will end up landing. So I'm going to fold those flaps down, lay it down and kind of center it on that pattern. I can look at the pattern in the background and center it on there and then press it down. So I'll switch that to there. Okay, now let me give that a moment to dry. Now over here, my friend May Park, who is one of the best crafters out there, she texted me and she said, you need to get these markers and you need to tell people in videos, because she doesn't do videos on YouTube. These are chrome markers and they're fantastic. It comes in 3 gold. There's a set of gold that there are 3 sizes and a set of silver that are 3 sizes. And I have the fine tip here. You can see how fine the tip is. Okay. And she's right. These are like the best way to do little gold. And you can press the tip in to work more color out, but they really do a nice shiny gold and then a nice shiny silver. Okay. I would say I like the silver quite a bit. So what I'm going to do is add just little silver dots to the center. And this works, this is super fine. So it's like a silver gel pen that actually works. You know, it just adds just little dots to the center. My flower doesn't really matter much, but that little bit of silver, I'll use it later too.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
It's super shiny, okay? All right, so now here's our X. See that little pop-up? On this flat platform right there, I'll put my glue and lay my card onto it. And that's it. Just trying to center it up-ish. There we go. There it is.
Gorgeous.
And it'll stand up. There we go. It's not dry yet. But that's how, and it'll flatten to go into an envelope and it'll stand up on display. So that's kind of what it looks like from the front. And then you can just write your personal message inside. Just something fun and different. All right, and this is a design you can do with any images on there. I used the Be Fearless Florals. I like this one better because I didn't lose the other yellow flower. And I like the 3 yellow pops instead of just the 2. But live and learn, or lose, or whatever.
Yeah.
So there we go. Fun design. So you can really change this up. So this is the exact same thing as I did here. The little pop-up mechanism was the same. The size of the note card was the same. It's just on this one, the fold is up here. And on this one, the fold is, oh, I put it on the back. I did another pop-up on the back. All right. So just fun little pop-up. Okay. So this is one of the kind of cards I've been enjoying making lately. Just something very different and special. And so I thought I'd include that today. Okay, there we go. So that features Be Fearless and I think elongated something. I don't remember what it was called. Elongated something or other. It was the Elongated Lattice. All right. Next, I have a few more. This next one's faster. Why does Jennifer need prayers?
I think it might be a different.
Maybe it was a different
Oh.
Jennifer. Someone said they were praying for you for tomorrow. They're praying for Jennifer tomorrow.
Oh,
But it could have been a different one.
okay. Thank you. Okay, next up we're going to use Fruitalicious. Simply because the name is just fun.
Delicious. That sounds
Okay, so this is Fruitalicious. This is a big stamp. So it's a big stamp. You stamp it, then the stencils color them all in at once, and the die cuts them all out at once. There's some fun sentiments about being sweet, and there's the dies. I'll show you the die in a moment. Here's the layering stencils, so you can color them yourself. Okay, so there's how it would look if you use the stencils. However, what I'm using today is the coordinating washi. Okay, I showed these in a live recently, and this one is on sale. Oops, I just tore it. I knew I cut that. You know what I did? when I cut the packaging off, I like sliced the whole thing and I ended up cutting them all. Hold on, let me get it cut back up. I did a live recently with the washi, and it has like 40 repeats, I think. So you 40 something. So there's plenty to be able to make lots and lots of cards. So let me get this fixed. I'm in a hot mess here. Come on, you little booger. Are there any questions while I fix my cuts that I put through all these layers? Don't do what I did.
Somebody's asking a question about will the products come back if they're sold out?
I don't.
Clearance. That's more of a Pinkfresh.
Yeah, if I think Jody's here, she can answer if something's sold out. Okay, so this is the washi. It has gold outlines, so it's shiny. And you take one of the repeats. This is the part that still has a cut through it from when I accidentally cut it. So I'm gonna take that off. Okay. So you just press it onto white cardstock, and I cut it here, and I leave that little strip so it's easier to peel off. All right. So this is the Fruitalicious washi. I'm gonna show you it up close in a moment, but first I'm gonna use the coordinating die to cut it out, which saves so much time. Listen, if you don't like the washi, you can always just use the stamps and stencils. Now, you can see this die is bigger than my cutting plate. It's okay. It will all work out just fine. I'll show you how. You line it up, put some tape on it so it doesn't come undone, and you run it through. Part of that die is hanging out, and that's okay. Okay. Then I'm just going to shift it up and run this part through. And you'll end up cutting them all. If you have longer cutting plates, like the Spellbinders Platinum has longer cutting plates, you wouldn't have to go through twice. If this washi sells out, this is on clearance. This is the 50% off plus the 10%. They have lots of different washi options, but this is the one that I noticed was on sale. I don't know how fast these products will move. I don't know. I just make stuff. Okay, so now look how cute these images are. I pop the strawberry is one of my favorites. The strawberry and the cherries. Okay, can you see?
Yes, gorgeous.
See the gold? Ooh. Look at the gold. Look at the little cherries. Cute. Okay, so you get all of these. Now I'm going to use the smaller ones. I can save this for another one. This would look really cool on the front of one of these cards. Just hanging with a sentiment up there on the front of a note card, but I'm not doing that today. Instead, we're going to use the little guys. And we're going to do one of my older favorite surprise pop-up cards. Cammie's never seen this. Cammie's going to go, woo! You're gonna, what I'm about to do, you've never seen before in a live.
That's shocking.
It's all new to Cammie, I guess. Okay, first of all, 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch piece of white cardstock. And then a note card of the same size. And I used a circle die. It is about 3 inches in diameter. And I cut it from the top center of the card panel and top center of my note card. Now these don't exactly line up perfect. I just eyeballed it. If they don't line up perfect, it's okay. This is a very forgiving technique. So I cut a circle window on the front of a panel that's 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches, and a circle at the front of an A2 note card. That's 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. I'm hearing people say the elongated Lattice dye is out of stock. The other one isn't. The Fruitalicious stamps are sold out. Is the washi?
I don't know, I'm just reading what I see.
You people are fast.
Yeah.
There's another one that is, this dye is on sale too. So if you didn't get the elongated one, this one was cool. I don't remember what it's called. It was on my list though. Let's see. It's called the Dotted Lattice. See if the Dotted Lattice, because it'll work just as well. It's actually easier because there's not, the holes aren't as many holes. Okay, so hole, circle, circle, same spot. Like those ads. I shouldn't have ads on my channel. Is somebody talking about ads? I don't know. Okay, can you scroll it? Okay, so 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches, circle cut.
Oh.
I'm gonna take,
I've never seen it before.
oh, okay. I'm gonna take a Coverplate die. This just does etching, like faux stitching. This doesn't cut anything, like no big holes, no cut edge. So you could do this directly on the front of a note card, which I'm gonna do. This is one of my favorites of theirs, and it's on sale. Charming Stitched Florals. Yeah, I do not get a tattoo on my hand. Lila and I are really fascinated with henna and like how it's celebration, the culture behind it. Anyways, and so she wanted to try some, and so this was her first attempt. We did matching ones. She's since done both of her hands and her knees and her legs. Okay, so I used that on the front, so see now there's that fun little etching. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna put the same thing on the front of my note card. Open up the card and run that through. So I don't need it on there. I could have done that directly on the front of the note card. I'm not. The reason, oh, nothing in the Fruitalicious suite is on sale, they said.
It's sold out.
It's sold out.
It's sold out, I'm sorry. It's on sale, but it's not sold out. The reason I didn't just do this on the front of the note card is this felt wimpy to me with that big hole cut. So I'm gluing this on the front so it's sturdier, okay? So I'm gonna do, just so it dries quicker, I'm gonna do a little bit of glue tape and then a little bit of liquid adhesive. All right. There we go. So I'm going to take that and put it right on the front. So now I have that pattern on the front of our note card with that window. And you can see my windows don't line up perfectly. It doesn't matter. Again, a very forgiving technique. And then we're going to squash that. Okay, so nothing in the Fruitalicious suite is sold out. This Fruitalicious is still all available. Go team. Yeah. Run. Run like the Dickens. I don't know. Okay, so I thought I would use these little fruits to make a wreath around this window. Okay, so I got a bunch of little fruits here. I did one off screen, but I won't, I'm gonna probably do it different. What's cool about this card is when you open it up, that pops up. See how it kind of moves and pops up? Go, Cammie. Say, ooh.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
It's like watching fireworks.
Yeah, that's one of my oldie but goodie favorite techniques. So now I'm going to put fruit around this. Why not? So I might kind of follow what I did before. If I'm smart, I just do the same thing, but I'm generally not known for being super smart. Now this one here, that leaf, I thought that was too wide for my wreath, so it's okay to give haircuts. This is one of the things I always say when I teach in classes. One of the best ways to make the most of your products is to give haircuts. So now that leaf won't stick out weird. So I'm gonna glue that right along the edge. Move it up. Kind kind of follow what I did before, but we'll see. And I'm going to start by putting like a big element here, a bigger element here, and a bigger element here, like a triangle of big elements. So I put the strawberries up there. The grapes are my favorites. Aren't those cute? These little black marks, that's little cuts from my magnetic platform that got stuck in there. I can get those out with a craft knife. You probably can't even see them. I shouldn't even have mentioned. Wonderful. Okay. So now this one goes here, but I don't want that in there because it'll cover up my sentiment. So haircut. And the best thing about giving haircuts is these leaves that I cut off, I can put in other places. Uh-oh.
Someone said your cherries are sticking upward. Gravity.
Yes, gravity.
Anti-gravity.
It's a wreath, people. It's a wreath. I wondered if people would say that. And they did.
Someone did.
Somebody did. Okay.
Turn it around.
But then it won't go the arch.
No.
No, I meant for whoever receives it.
Yeah, the recipient,
around.
tell the recipient that you had a few fruit salads before making it. Okay, so now I'm gonna put my grapes right here. That just fits right there. But you know what? I want it under like that. Yeah, see? Yeah, if you've never used the washi, it's beautiful. It's not what you would, like, it's not, I don't know. It's very different, very special, very, doesn't look like a sticker at all. I'll put a little strawberry here. Put a strawberry here. I'm gonna make it go down-ish. Because
Diane says you prefer grapes anyway.
yeah, I prefer the grapes. That's true. Diana knows me. And then there's purple here, so I need some purple down here. You can't have purple just on one side, see? You're going to need a triangle of purples. Okay, now the problem I'm having right now is I'm using liquid glue and washi, which will take forever to dry, and I'm trying to force it to dry, and it's telling me no. So let me put that there. I'll probably add something else in there. Got to put the cherries up here.
So while you're doing that, someone asked earlier if you have cardstock that's glossy on one side, should
Yeah.
you put or glossier, should you put the washi on the glossier side or the regular, not less glossy side?
It doesn't matter. You can even use the washi on vellum. It doesn't matter what side you put it on. The die cut will be covered with it, and it sticks better than washi. You know, like when you put a strip of washi on the back of your envelope, you don't have to worry about the edges peeling up. I've never had any issues with that. Now see, I want my grapes going around this way, but y'all get mad at me.
Ha! No.
So I'm not doing that. I'll put, how about another thing of cherry? No,
Creative Liberty.
Use the grapes.
no, I'm gonna do this guy. I'm gonna give him a haircut.
Fig,
I don't know, pomegranate?
or maybe.
And I don't know which direction these go in. I'm just going to tell you that now. So it's just going to go. Yeah. Oh, but underneath.
Yes.
Underneath Mr. Cherry Man. Like that. There we go. And then I need purple over here. So we'll put this guy like, he's going to go sticking out a little bit. There we go.
Somebody asked, can you put a silicone mat under the circle so no glue goes on the bottom of the card base?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. If any glue comes out on this side,
Or scrap it.
you can let it dry and then pounce it with anti-static, and then it removes the sticky. But there we go. There. That's kind of fun.
Very.
Ish. Okay. But this is my favorite, so I'll put him on these two are those three are my favorite. So one of them will go on the inside. Okay, now for the pop-up on the inside. You need a little bitty pop-up, right? Here's my little bitty pop-up. I'll show you how I made it. It is 1 inch by 2 inches. 1 inch by 2 inches, and you're scoring every 1/2 inch. So 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1.5 inches. So you have what looks like a little cube from the side when you're done. It looks like this great state of Texas. This looks like Texas? Oh, maybe it does.
No.
I don't know. Okay, so there's our little folded up thing. On the outside flap here and on the outside flap here, I'm going to put strong glue. Put strong liquid glue right on this flap and then on this flap. Okay, and I'm going to flatten that. So if you look at it closely, there's liquid glue on that flap and on that flap. Okay, so I'm going to take that, open this up, and put the open end here, into the crease of my card. So the open end is lined up with the crease of the card, and I'll close my card onto it and put something heavy up there. Apologize.
Yeah.
Center
It's,
looks like Texas.
What looks like
the shape
open
of the center of the card kind of.
Oh, I'll make it look like, not look like Texas. Does it, is this is a good thing that that looks like Texas?
It doesn't really.
Huh.
If you're really creative and squint.
Yeah, I'm not creative. So I'm gonna,
Obviously.
I am not creative. So I'm gonna come in with
Look at
some
where
strawberry leaves, and I'm gonna tuck some strawberry leaves in so it doesn't look like Texas anymore. See, like, yeah, just one of those would be good. Mixing it. And I don't want to offend people from Texas. It's not where I'm going with this. There. Ish-ish? I don't know. Whatever. I'll show you how to balance it all in a moment. Okay, there we go. All right, so there, see the pop-up?
Yes.
Now, onto this little platform, I'll put some strong glue. So right on this little stage there, I put strong glue. Then I have the circle I cut out from the front, the white circle I cut from the front, and on the back of it I glued a gold circle that's just a little bit bigger. Okay, so it has a gold mat. I'm going to open up my card, lay the white circle down into the window so it kind of pops in there, and then close your card on it and that will grab it. Okay, I'm just going to hold it there too. All right, so let me just make sure it's sticking. Yep, so see how it moves? But now let me put that there. All right, let's see a sentiment for the inside. I'm going to stamp. Do I want to do that? It's so sweet. I'm going to do, I couldn't ask for a sweeter friend. Maybe I'll give Cammie the first card I've ever given her.
You've given me cards.
I have? Handmade cards?
Not birthday.
I never do birthday cards. Never. Isn't that terrible? This is what I do for a living and I don't. Okay, so I'm going to have my card closed. I'm going to stamp right into this little spot here. I couldn't ask for a sweeter friend. There's a few different sentiments would work here, but I think I'm going to do.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. What's wrong?
Someone mentioned that they liked Cammie's
It
commentary.
was probably yours.
Cammie is not a card maker yet.
I make components.
Oh, she makes a lot of pieces.
Yeah, she helps me quite a bit. I will tell you, this that I'm doing right now would look much better gold heat embossed. But I'm not. Now, since I already glued it together, I could like replace that circle on the inside, but I'm going with black. Now, I want to balance all that a little bit better. And I could mess around with the fruit, but I would just drive myself batty, so I'm going to cheat with gems. Now these gems, these gems are not on sale. I think it's the only thing from Pinkfresh right now that I'm using that's not on sale. This is the Sparkle and Shine, I think. Pinkfresh Sparkle and Shine. I don't know if they're still available or not, but I like their glitter drops. Their glitter drops are clear rhinestones with glitter inside. Oh, Mary, that's a good question for Pinkfresh. Pinkfresh said, like, when a product goes out of stock, like a clearance product goes out of stock, it disappears from their website. So how do they see the examples? I think the answer to that might be you can find them on their blog. That's my guess. All right, so these happen to be these little gemstones happen to be half gold, half silver glitter. And see how I'm kind of filling in some of the gaps with some gems, so it doesn't look like, I don't know. I didn't want my wreath to look perfect going around. I wanted it to be very imperfect, like me. There we go. And then to balance things out, some on the outside. I didn't put as many on the outside. And the nice things about the ones on the inside is when you open up your card, you'll see them on that sentiment circle. Oh, that's enough for now. I could go all day. Okay, so watch. When I open this up, they stay on the center, but now I think I want the strawberry just floating right there. So put a little glue right here, a little strawberry right here. I want to make sure that's kind of covered up. Yep, it's covered up when it's closed. So see how the circle kind of moves? So here's my other example. I put that as So Sweet of You on this one, and I put the cherry on the inside. And there's plenty of room down here to write your personal sentiment. All right, so that is Fruitalicious. Now, I use the washi, but you definitely could use other, like the stamped images with the stencils. You could use smaller florals. Who is that?
What?
Hi, Lila.
She just went outside.
She went outside. Oh,
She came in and
she likes to go to the swing set. Okay, so there we go. Fruitalicious and the charming stitched florals. What?
she's just trying to sit down in the lounge. I don't think there's some left.
Okay, so there we go with my upside down cherries.
Love it.
All right, so that one, again, now that every card design I've done today could be done with different products. And I always try, 98% of the time, I have card examples that can be done with different products. Limited amount of card samples are added to the blog. Okay, so there's your answer.
Somebody asked if you've made cards with glitter in the past. Would you consider using glitter with newest techniques and products?
Glitter, do I use glitter? I do sometimes. I actually have a video coming Thursday that uses a little bit of glitter if it works. I just don't use glitter much in videos because you gotta wait for it to dry, or in lives because you gotta wait for it to dry. And you know if I get glitter out in a live, it's gonna end up everywhere.
It does.
That's the way it goes. Okay, so that's Fruitalicious, but you could use other product. This next one is something that I haven't done in a long, long time. I haven't done this version. I've done variations, but it's fun. All right, so this is it. Here's the card. Pretty simple. I love a soft yellow flower.
Beautiful.
You could do whatever colors you want, and this is how it opens. You write your personal message here, and it stands up on display, so you see lots of florals. All right, super easy. And I just think it's a fun change of pace. Flattens wonderfully into an envelope, okay? And I've done my stenciling to save us time. Yeah, people have a love-hate relationship with glitter. It's like orange and purple and glitter. Those are the things.
I hate when I get Christmas cards with glitter.
I just heard Cammie say she hates to get Christmas cards with glitter.
Okay,
Guess what she's getting?
coming Tammy's way.
Okay, so I did some stenciling
Those are gorgeous.
off screen. I changed it up. I'll tell you exactly what I did. I could show it, but I don't feel like I did anything earth-shattering. Hold on. See, now I have to find it though. Okay, this is called the Delighted For You. I showed it before, that's why I can't find it. There's a die somewhere. I don't know where it is though. All right, Delighted For You. It has some nice sentiments in here. You are a treasure. It's little things that make a big difference. Delighted for you and sending endless love and gratitude. Then there is a press plate, option 2, which has two of the sentiments and the large image. There's a coordinating die set to cut it all out, and then coordinating stencils. So the stencils work with the press plate too. They all work together. I did the stamp, and I did 2 different ways. Now let me show you. On this one, I did the outline stamping with warm buff. I didn't do black ink. I wanted it to be kind of soft. There's a lot of stamping on here, right? I didn't want that to all be black outlines because I feel like it might have been too much for the soft yellow and for the sentiment. So I think it's a good reminder that you don't always have to stamp outlines in black. The 2 outline inks that I used the most, for this outline, I did warm buff, which actually when you stamp it, it's a light brown, but when you stamp it, it looks like a soft gold color, all right? So that warm buff dries to be that. But you could use any light brown colors for an outline. Another thing you can do is like a misty coast, which is like a light gray. So if I had done these as light blue flowers, I probably would have used a gray ink. But since I did warm flowers, I used a warm color ink, which was warm buff. And you can see how that light outline really just softens up the card.
People are asking what the yellows are.
I'll get to the yellows. Hold on. Now on the card example I did gold heat embossing. So I gold heat embossed the outline. So it's just 2 different looks. And you get a completely different look if you use black. All right, now let me go through how I did the coloring on this one, and then I'll show you how I did the coloring on the other. Well, I'll tell you right now. Okay, so I'm just gonna lay it over. I don't have a stamped image.
Mark says he's getting ready to leave Tokyo and he put an unhappy face.
Mike,
That place.
it's 5 in the morning
They're
there.
getting ready to go to their next place maybe or something.
At 5 in the morning?
Warm buff is sold out and will not be restocked.
Okay, warm buff is sold out, will not be restocked. If you're looking for a similar color, I would recommend Gina K Craft and Warm Glow are great for it. Warm Glow especially. Okay, so I stamped with warm buff, just a light brown, and then pretend this is my stamped image. For the first stencil, which does the solid flowers, I did a very light amount of lemon whip from Pinkfresh. So I did lemon whip, and I tried to keep the tips of the flowers like almost white. You can see the tips of my flowers here are almost white. So I did a light amount of lemon whip. Then I came in with the next stencil, and with this one, get to line up here.
You can still get the cube set that includes warm buff though.
Oh, you can get the cube set that includes warm buff. There you go. For the next stencil, I did marigold, which gives you a little bit darker yellow at the center. For the leaves, I did key lime over the leaves in a very light amount. Then for the details on the leaf, I did key lime in a very heavy amount. And that's how you get that two-tone. Then I did a little something extra at the centers, which I'll tell you about here, okay? So that I used, for this one, it's lemon whip and marigold and key lime, okay? All right. Oh, I think May texted me. I want to ask her, see if she, she said, yeah, I'm glad to see you use the markers I recommended. Yes, May, thank you for that tip. I'm going to use them some more. Okay, so these I gold heat embossed, and then for the colors.
When you use a press plate, do you stencil first or after?
When I use a press plate, I do the press plate first, then I do the stencils, same as if you stamped it. Okay, for these that I'm about to use, I put down the first stencil here, like that. And I used lemon whip at the outside tips of the petals. And I used a bubble gum at the center. So that's how you get that variation. Then for the details, I lined that up and I did Raspberry Bliss, which is a darker pink. So that's how I got the flowers. And then for the leaves, I used mint for the light solid leaves. For the light solid, like the background of the leaves. And then for the details, I did some key lime. Okay, so these were done with lemon whip, bubble gum, Raspberry Bliss, mint, and key lime. Okay.
Mike says he got a bunch of paper and washi from a store. Can't
Mike?
wait for you to share.
Oh,
Yay.
I get washi and
Fun.
washi and papers. Mike's bringing back for me. Go, Mike. Okay, now one of the things I like to do sometimes to really make these things chat. I just read chat. To make these things pop is I come in with a marker. Let's see if I gotta find the right color. And kind of bring it just at the center. I need to re-ink that guy. Just come at the center to add a little bit of zing. Let me find the right color. Where's my RV17? It went bye-bye. That stinks. Oh, I did the wrong marker cap. That's not gonna be dark enough. Give me a minute. Let's do RV19. This is gonna be really dark, but I'm gonna do it anyways. I'm not good with markers. Okay, so I have a marker here, and I always go much darker with this, and I just pull little bits from the center out. This is much darker. On this one, I just went with like an orange, but you'd be surprised how just adding this will really make it pop. So I'm gonna just do a little bit here and there, just like in the deepest parts of it. Yeah, the little contrast will make it pop. So on this one, I used YR24 to do that. And it just brought it to life. So if you look, you'll see like there's dark lines there of like an orange. That's the YR24. But see how that really makes the one on the left is really just pops more than the one. Cammie just said show off.
I actually heard you say that. You said it quite.
Cammie is, we're good at teasing each other. We're also good at floating on the lake having rum drinks,
Amazing.
which sounds so nice right now.
We could do that tomorrow.
Tomorrow, what lake are we doing that on?
Well, we could just, have the rum drinks and it won't matter what.
Skip the lake. Just, if you have a rum drink, it doesn't matter. Good point. Okay. So I could go in and do some of the like dark with on the yellow areas with like an orange marker, but I'm gonna skip that. And I will do something to the center of the flowers. Now on here, I also did some green on the leaves, which I can do pretty quickly, but I might just go do that later. Can you scroll it? Is there anything?
Sorry,
That's okay.
I'm a slow reader.
Are there any questions?
Well, that's what I was looking for. But
Or am I
not that I saw.
Nope.
Am I boring people?
No, I don't think
No,
so.
I don't
no.
think so.
Everybody's very happy with what you're making.
Probably a trans swatching.
Okay.
And again, we're back to food. The colors remind me of pink lemonade.
Yeah.
Pink lemonade. Oh yeah, like some good candy. But see how that really pops it? And then you can do it for the leaves. I think I'm gonna skip the leaves. I did it on here. You can see how there's some dark added to it. I do think
Brianne wants
the leaves need it. Sorry. What'd you say?
Brianne wants the rum grape without the lake.
You don't want the lake? I want both.
Well, yeah,
I would do both.
but
This is YG7. On these leaves, I did mint and key lime together, which are two different color families, but sometimes that's all you need. Pie?
key lime.
Key lime pie.
Key lime
That's my
pie.
favorite.
Oh,
I
wow.
haven't made it recently because it wasn't really key lime pie season.
If I see one.
This is not adding a whole lot because
Yeah, I want one.
apparently my marker needs to be ranked. But see how
I need people to
See?
share it with.
it makes it just pop more?
It does.
I could have gone with a darker green. I probably should have, but we're
You
committed.
don't want to overshadow the gorgeous flowers.
Yeah, the flowers really should be the highlight of it.
Gotta start.
I saw something somebody said. I'm just reading, sorry. Be nice.
Fancy diagonal strips dye is not on the site.
The fancy diagonal strips dye may have sold out. I don't know. It's sold out maybe?
I think
Pink,
someone mentioned that earlier.
yeah. Things move fast when they're almost 60% off. That's just what happens. Have you ever seen Cabbage Patch Kids go on sale? Remember those days?
Oh, I just got to stand in line with my mom for those.
I remember I got,
You only get one per person or something. Silly.
my mom got me a Cabbage Patch Kid and I really wanted her to be named Stephanie. And I got her and she was some name that was not
Some
even,
ridiculous
it was
name.
like, and I'm like, I'm changing her name. I don't care what her birth certificate says.
That's
She's
right.
gonna be, okay, she was Stephanie. All right, there we go. Focus. There we go.
What's your favorite die cut machine?
Okay, I have a crafty gift guide video that I did in the fall. And in it, I talk about my favorite die cut machines. I have 3. If you want electric, I like the Anna Griffin Empress. If you want manual, I like Gina K Intracut because it has dials on the side. You don't have to switch all the plates. And if you have, or the Spellbinders Platinum. Those are all good machines. Okay, now we're gonna do our card bases. Our card base, we're gonna put that together. First you need a piece of cardstock that is 5.5 by 8 and a half. 5.5 by 8.5. Yeah. 5.5 by 8.5. But before we do anything to it, you need to cut just 1/8 of an inch off the edge. I know that's a pain in the butt, but just trust me, it makes it easier. I'm gonna cut just 1/8 of an inch off the edge. Like this is about 1/8 of an inch. You just wanna cut that much off the edge. So 8.5 by 5.5, ooh, sorry. 8.5 by 5.5, cut a little bit off the edge. 1/8 of an inch off the edge. Okay, so this is just 5.5 by 8.5, but a little 1/8 of an inch is cut off. All right, now on this, we're gonna score at 1 inch. Okay, then 3 1/8 of an inch. That's 1 groove line to the right of the 3-inch mark. 3 1/8 of an inch. Rotate, score at 1, and then 3 1/8 of an inch again. Okay, and you end up with, it looks like kind of like a box. It doesn't meet up just exactly, but that's what it'll look like. All right, now I want to make it so that this portion, this will flatten like this on the front of our card. That's what this is here. Okay, so that it pops up like that when you open it and it flattens down. So on this area right here, which will be that area, I want to use my charming, hold on, let me find it, that charming plate. Here it is, the charming stitched florals that I said I like so much. because I can do this in that area there, and it just adds interest. So I'm going to go between the first score line and the third, lay it down. You don't have to do this. I didn't on my sample card, but I'm doing it on this one. Is this sold out? The Charming Stitched Florals, you guys know? I hope not, because I'm using it on the next card too. The next card's super quick and okay. So there you can see that pattern is on that. See?
Still available.
Okay. Next, for this back part of my card, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches, the Charming Stitched Florals background. It is still available.
Yep.
And it's probably 50% off, marked 50% off, and then you get the extra 10% off. So what's the price of it?
$10.50
$10.50, dang.
for Coverplate dye.
Wow,
Amazing.
that is a good price. So there, texture on there too. Okay, now I've got this here, the first flap. We're gonna put liquid glue on the first flap over here. I'm gonna be generous, and when I say generous, it doesn't mean big lines of glue. It means lots of lines of thin glue. Fold that over, and that flap is gonna go right on the edge of that background, so that the first crease there lines up with the edge of our background panel. Let me press it down and I'll show you. Give it a second. Okay, so see, there's the flap is glued right there. And so now this big folded thing is kind of hanging out from that panel on the back. Okay. Now, there's this flap here. Put glue on this flap. Now everybody's talking about Cabbage Patch Kid dolls. Squirrel. Okay. So I put glue on that flap. Now, this time, I'm going to fold on this middle one, like this. The glue is facing up towards the camera on that flap. And I'm going to close my card down on it. And you'll see in just a moment. It pops up like this square.
Amazing.
See? Let me flatten that. I need to trim a little bit off the edge there. I apparently didn't measure correctly, but that's okay. I can just... There we go. So see? And now, what's cool is, see there's the, that etching on the front, and there's etching right here, but this is flat because I didn't have it there, and this is where you can write your personal message. So you can just flatten it like this, write your personal message there, okay? So here, personal message will go there. So now, I'm just gonna lay this down, and I will put something heavy on that. I want that to dry nicely. And we can do our flowers, okay? And I did 3, so 2 are on the front and 1 goes on the inside. What's wrong?
Is Pinkfresh the company that has no white edge with some dyes? What
Yes.
are they called?
Pinkfresh is the company that does the thing where you do a bunch of stenciling and then you cut it out and there's no white edge. I don't know what that collection is called.
Pinkfresh is saying we're down to 40-ish Charming Stitched Florals Coverplate dyes. But
So-
that's not what you're talking
No,
about.
No.
that's the one she's using.
That type of there's Deborah's. She said, Deborah, check out the homepage. There's a link to that style of products. Jody also said this Charming Floral Coverplate die is down to only 40 in stock. So, okay. Now, what I want to do here is hook 2 of these together. So see how I have 2 here? I'm going to rotate 1, and I'm just going to hook them together. You can hook them together however you want. But, let's see. I want to make sure it fits on my card front, though. I'm good with some of it hanging off the edge. I kind of love the hanging off the edge thing, and I'll just put it in a bigger envelope, but you can squeeze them closer together if you don't want them hanging off the edge. But I kind of like it like that. Let's see.
Well,
I want it to kind of be, hold on. If you make noises, it all comes together better. There we go, like that. I like that. And since I like it, I'm gonna put a piece of tape on it because I don't want it to move. Okay, so now they're hooked together. And what I'll do is on the back side, I'll flip it over and put some clear tape, Scotch tape. Nobody will ever see this. And that's really one of the easiest ways to connect them without having to worry about liquid glue. You can go in and still put liquid glue in, but this will help to hold it in the meantime even. So now it's one big element, okay? And now I can remove the tape from the front. This design can be done with anything on here. In fact, I have a video coming up soon where I'll show a variation of this, I think, if it works. If what I daydreamed during my nap yesterday works. Okay, so now look at how nice that'll fit on the front.
Gorgeous.
Now, I only want to glue to this flap so that it pops up. So only on the back of this side. So I'm just going to flip it over, put glue on the back of this side only. Lay it flat. Lay this down like that. Oh, I didn't end up with anything hanging off the edge, but that's okay. So it's only glued on this side over here. See? So it floats. What?
Now it's hanging off.
Now it's hanging off. Okay, now this one goes in here, but see it's too big. Actually, I want it to go this way. It's too big. So I'm going to chop some off, which will make people flip out. It does not scream though. Ah! Okay, see, did I cut off enough? I'm going to cut off a little bit more. I could have glued this down before I put that little box pop-up on, but this seemed easier. So I'll put glue on the back of this. And what I like about this is on display, you just see lots of flowers, and the personal message is kind of off to the side in here. All right, so let me flatten that down and I'll show you again. So if you went on my completed card, I just flatten it, write my personal message there, and then when they open it, that's how it opens, and it stands on display. It looks like this looking directly on. Just something different. Why not?
Gorgeous.
I get tired of the same old things. Okay, so there we go. Zoop, 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 zoop. Okay, sentiment. I got 2 circle dies out, one that's slightly bigger than another, and a great sentiment stamp set that is on sale. This is the In My Heart. Now, this has a beautiful floral frame here. Oops. Beautiful floral frame, a stamp image, see it? Lots of detailed flowers. Then there are stencils to color in all those detailed flowers for the frame. Then there's a die that cuts that frame out. I didn't get a chance to use this here today, but I use this one for the sentiments quite often. Just thought you should know you are amazing. I'm so excited for you. I'm here for you always. I want you to know you are loved. I'm using thank you for brightening so many days. You are great. Lots of different sentiments in here. I love the holding you in my heart. And there are coordinating dies for some of those sentiments. So this is a good one for a beautiful frame and the great sentiments. So I did thank you for brightening my so many days. I stamped it with black on a white die cut circle. And then I used a slightly bigger circle and cut from gold for that layered look. Whenever I make pop-ups, I do use a heavyweight cardstock. I use Neenah Classic Crest Solar White and 110 pound every time. And not all 110 pound cardstocks are created equal. That is a, what do you say, a hill I will die on?
Yes.
Yeah. If you learn anything in card making to make your card making better, not all 110 pound cardstocks are the same.
100%.
You can find one Neenah brand 110 pound cardstock and another Neenah 110 pound cardstock, and they can be completely different thicknesses. It also is based on the GSM or the type of cardstock. The one I use should be linked below in my YouTube description. Let me make sure before I lie to you. Should be at the bottom of my YouTube description. Yep, Nina Classic Crest Solar White 110 pound. It's in the description. And if you don't want to use super heavyweight, good quality cardstock for everything, just use it for this stuff. The circle dies that I'm using here are, I just have a big collection of circle dies. You just get nesting die sets of circles where it's little all the way up to big. And I just pick up 2 that are close together. These might be waffle flower, is my guess. Now notice the difference here. This is gold heat embossed outline for the flowers. This is stamped in the warm buff and it's softer looking. The card on the left I just did has that stitching pattern on the background. This one doesn't. So it's just 2 different things. But I like that sentiment with them. Thank you, Bran. Just put it in the chat, the link to the Nina. You don't want to get the wrong Nina. If you go to your Staples or office supply store, I shouldn't name those. If you go to any of your big office supply stores and you see a Nina 110 pound cardstock, my guess is that's not the right one. I've never seen the right one in any of those big stores. I've only seen them on the right Nina online. All right. Yes. Yes. Michelle, you are correct. Just because 2 cardstocks have the same weight doesn't mean they will be the same heaviness, the same thickness. Here's a good example. Nina comes in 110 pound cover weight, which is what I like. Think about a cover of like a brochure or something. A cover is thicker, right? It's a heavier cardstock. Then there's 110 pound, index weight. Think about those little index cards you used to study on back when kids studied on note cards, those little index cards. They're super, super thin. The index is thin. I don't use that on cards. So Classic Crest Solar White 110 pound is cover weight and it's nice and thick. I was going to show you real quick. Let me show you. This is the, I want to show you, this is the thicker tip. This is the medium tip of the gold. I'll show it to you. When you get it, you shake it up. And then you just, oop. Looks like the tip came down. Hold on. All right, you just kind of pump it and it eventually will flow out. Nothing like doing this live. There it comes. There it is. Oh, this is fine tip.
Yeah, that's a real fine one.
That's weird. Is that right? Yeah, it works. Okay, so I'm putting little gold dots with this chrome pen at the center of the flowers. There was a stencil in the set that does that, but I'm going to skip it. So I just did little gold dots. I already did it to that one. Yeah, I think, okay. So you can see I made it gold shiny at the center there. And then gold shiny. The Nina 110 pound Classic Crest Solar White that I use, that's a cover weight, is linked in the YouTube description below. You can go read all the specs on it if you want to. But just trust me, anybody who's bought Index by accident will tell you it is thin. It's not a heavyweight cardstock. What is the GSM of the correct one?
I'm looking it up.
Okay, I don't know. It's 300 maybe?
It's close to,
Somebody else says.
I said close to 300, but I'm not really sure.
I will never admit to how many times, because when you go into my Amazon, because that used to be the only place I could get it, it tells you how many times you bought a product. It is, is it going to tell me?
I'm clicking on it now.
Oh, it says it on the side. It is 297 GSM, okay? So it's 110, the one I use is 110 pound, 297 GSM. The other one that is 110 pound, the index, which I don't recommend, is only 199 GSM, so it's thinner. You definitely want the one, the one I linked to. Okay, so there we go. Those don't take too long to do. And you can use, you don't think so? Oh.
Christina's comment.
You can ignore the text on her for right now.
Christina?
Yeah.
Is she in the comments?
Yeah, she just texted you something and didn't realize you were live.
Oh, hi Christina.
It's for the class.
This is an, oh, it's for the class. Yeah, there we go. Here are a few other, that's great. A few other sets that would work great for this. They should not be out. Sorry. Probably the workers at the door. This one is the Happy Dance. This one's on sale. See this beautiful image here? That would look neat popped up on the card I just did because it's a nice large image. So that is Happy Dance. All right. And then this one is also on sale. This is called Grow Wild. And you can see this is super big. So you could just do one of these on the front of the pop-up card I just did instead of putting two close together. When I use press plates, I really only use the Neenah Classic Crust Solar White.
57.
You could use the Better Press cardstock that will give you a deeper impression, but I don't usually use that. I just use regular cardstock. If you want that deeper impression, you would definitely want that. Okay, so let's see. Let me set this aside. I have one more thing to do, and this one doesn't take long.
Mike said you bought it 57 times.
Michael!
He put it in the chat.
Okay, but that was before they sold it in bigger packs. So it's been more than that, but don't tell them that. Okay. All right, one more card.
We have images if we need to show them for anything.
Oh, yes, we will do that. All right, one more card just for funsies.
Fun.
Something different.
Yeah.
Funky colors. I got that idea. I do get the funky flower idea from Pinkfresh. Okay. These are funky leaves. Okay, so this is the leafy background. Now, if you do it as intended, there's little tick marks for an A2 card panel. And this is the look you'll get. All right. If you want to use it on a 5x7, you can like lay this down and ink up this corner. And what is he doing?
He says I have access to Amazon.
Michael, go to sleep. So this you could stretch to work on a bigger card. What I'm going to do is stretch it to work on a smaller panel. And so it brings the leaves in tighter. So instead of a big gap there, I have a smaller gap. So I'm going to use the stencils a little bit different. So this is how it's intended to be. But let me show you. I have a piece of cardstock here that is 3.5 by 4 3/4 inches. 3.5 by 4 3/4 inches. And I use that charming stitched floral background on it, okay? So it's 3.5 by 4 3/4. So it's smaller than what these stencils are intended to be used on, but that's okay. What I'll do is put my paper down and I will start with stencil number 1 and start with this top corner. There's a little notch here and I'm gonna line it up with that little notch is lined up with the notch of the corner of my cardstock, and I'll just do this corner first, okay? And I'm gonna do three different colors this time. Goodness gracious, he's trouble.
He said he's not getting ready to go to their next destination.
It's Tuesday morning. It's not sleeping time anymore.
It's not sleeping time anymore. Okay, so I'm gonna do a smaller brush.
She's up and moving.
Oh, my mother. Okay, hydrangea. And I'm putting it heavy at the base of the leaves and kind of fade to light. So heavy at the base, fade to light out. Heavy at the base, fade to light out. Okay, so that's one corner. Now, see it's big? I want all the leaves tighter. I'm gonna move it. Now I line this notch up with this top corner. So you can move some of these stencils that are meant for bigger pieces and change it up so it works for smaller pieces. You could also spread it out to use like on a 5x7 card. So the little notches you can move around to whatever the corners of whatever size cardstock you're using. There's a little notch down here. I'll line it up with the corner of my panel down on the bottom. I could have just used the stencil as is and trimmed the piece down, but I feel I wanted more leaves towards the center. Does that make sense? I'm hoping. Does that make sense at all, guys? Okay, good.
Yes.
All right, so this is hydrangea. This is a beautiful color that I don't use enough. I know this is a cami color. It's like a purple with a bit of a blue tint, like a periwinkle-ish. It's a hydrangea color. I like hydrangeas too. See? And look, and doing it over the stitching just adds some interest to it. So there's the first stencil. Next stencil, let's do blue. Let's do blue. Blue Jay's not in here. Dang, Blue Jay, here it is. Blue Jay's here. We'll do Blue Jay next. Okay. So I'll start with this corner up here. So you can move things around. There are a lot of cool samples for this stencil set on their website. It can be like, you can do it softer colors. I'm going bold, but you could do softer colors and have it be kind of like a backdrop to like a big floral image that you stamp and die cut out. But I wanted something kind of bold and like in your face, because why not? So I just keep moving it. Doesn't take that too long. Then again, everybody has a different definition of what takes a long time in crafting. I spend hours on cards sometimes, so when I can make this one in 20 minutes, we're talking speed demon.
And a stencil like this is forgiving too. 'Cause
Yeah.
You have to be precise.
Yes, this is a very forgiving stencil. Very good point. They also have some geometric stencils on sale. There is... Oh, hold on. I'm going to keep doing this. Look at even that. Isn't that pretty?
Gorgeous.
Okay, we're going to have one more color. And it's going to have to be my color.
Yes.
It's going to have to be waterfall. What? You don't want me to add a waterfall? Oh.
I knew,
That was
which,
positive.
I knew where you were going.
You knew where I was going?
I did too.
Well done. While I do waterfall, my favorite Pinkfresh color, I'm going to do the same thing, but this is stencil number 3. Betsy and Kimmy, can you put up, I have 2 images that have the name Leaves.
Yep.
These are from the Pinkfresh website. I did not make these cards, but it uses the same stencil set, but you know how they're intended to be used. Look how pretty that is. So that there, they did, that's actually a foiled sentiment and a stamped sentiment underneath it. And then they just did soft colors. That might have been a Laura Basson card.
Oh, it looks like
It could
looks
be.
Like her kind of background.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So very simple, and it's just soft and stunning. Then there should be another one.
Ooh, cool.
And then that one, they just put it all up on the top. And I thought that was gorgeous too. I don't know who made these. These are from the Pinkfresh website. They always say I can share them. So that's using the same stencil set. If you're worried that like when a product gets discontinued that they'll remove these samples, when you buy the product, take a screenshot of the examples on their website, keep it in a folder on your computer, and then, or you know, take a screenshot on your phone, and then you can always refer back to them. All right, so there we go. Oh, that's pretty. I want one little leaf over here though.
Yeah.
I want a blue one right there.
Yeah, you need more.
Good enough-ish. I could do that all day, so I'm going to stop. So that's the leafy background. There, we did that. Now, inspired by, well, let's see. First, hold on. I have a sentiment. I did, I'm losing my mind. I did the sentiments. Where did I put it? I did. It's that time of the live where I can't find things. It's not this. I had a little tray, a small, oh, it's right here. It was literally in front of me.
Good.
I did the sentiments. Okay, so on this, I showed you this set earlier. On this one, it says sending a little extra love your way. This one I did thank you for all the ways you show how much you care. That is from this set that I showed earlier, which these florals are beautiful. Look at those. This is the Floral Artsy Floral. I used the You're Pretty Amazing earlier. Great sentiments. And I stamped those on white with black ink, and then I used the coordinating die to cut it out and stacked extra die cuts behind it. So I thought with that, I wanted the black on that to stand out more, so I put a black mat. So I cut a piece of black cardstock to be slightly bigger than the inked panel we did. The inked panel we did was 3.5 by 4 3/4. So now we have that thin little mat. This is like a Gina K move.
It is.
Somebody just said, sometimes I look for my phone when I'm holding it, so I feel ya.
I did that the other day. I was on a FaceTime call with somebody, and I can't find my phone. You know, sometimes. Okay, then here I have a white note card, 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches, and I used the charming floral plate on that too. So what will happen is when I glue this down, the pattern will continue out. The charming floral plate pattern continues out to the edge, right? So I want to pop it though. And to save time, I'm using foam tape. I don't normally use foam tape because it gets squashed, but I'll be generous with how much I put down, so hopefully it won't. This is my last card. But what my point with this card is to look at your stencils in different ways. You don't have to use it. A stencil set that's meant to frame a 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch card. I made it frame a smaller piece. You could make it frame a bigger piece. Another thing that you can do is stencil over texture. It really looks cool. We've all done that. Especially when you go through menopause, brain cells and hair gone. It's crazy. Okay, so I'm going to put this right in the center. My head's going to get in the way, but that ends up lining up the pattern. So the pattern is, see, it kind of continues from up here to down here. See how it pops up? Now this goes in the center, but there is one more thing I'm going to do to this. I'm going to get out my chrome pen, the silver chrome. I told you I really like the silver. Silver the best. Put that like right in the center. Maybe I want it up. No, I want it right in the center. Wish you could see the stitching on it. It really makes it better in real life. I'll put magnet on there. While that's there, is this the silver? I'm going to use the silver just to draw a little line down each of my leaves. Not all the way down, just down on. I did the same thing on my other one too. Now, when you stenciled with this texture, you could have stenciled first and then added the texture, but I prefer to stencil after the texture because the ink will kind of catch in the texture and stand out more. So if you have like stencils that go with an embossing folder, do the embossing folder first.
How would you make that background bigger? I like to do 5 by 7 cards. Would it work?
I will show you. Just a second. Yeah, you could use it for 5 by 7.
Way.
You just move. Remember how I moved the stencil to the corners? You just move the stencil to the corners of a bigger piece of cardstock. But I can show you in just a second. So I drew little
But the press plate,
press plate.
the background wouldn't be.
Oh,
Oh no, you couldn't use this plate with it. I was just talking about this stuff. So I drew little here, like you can see it better on this color. See the little lines,
gorgeous.
the little silver lines on the flowers. Just add some shine. And then I did finish them off with little silver gemstones. Ooh, I don't know which colors I like.
Where is the sending a little love sentiment from?
This is from the Floral Artsy Floral stamp set, and they're coordinating dies. The "You Are Pretty Amazing" that I used on my first card about 14 hours ago is on there. Thank you for all the ways you show how much you care, and the sending extra little extra love your way is on there. And I also appreciate that Pinkfresh cuts around, like see that gap there?
Yes.
They cut that gap out instead of leaving it solid. I much prefer it to be cut out. So there you go, and so you can see the texture in the background. Just something different. I will add little gemstones to that one. Okay, now I have 2 giveaways. You can leave comments in the chat. We're gonna pick winners soon, but let me show you. Oh, wait, first, yeah.
You have more images to show too.
Yes. We're going to pick a couple winners in a few minutes. In the meantime, I wanted to show you, this is one that is on sale that I really like. The overlapping geometrics. I think this creates a really cool inky background. I did a video on it. I have it over on my blog. It was a long time ago. It's a regular video. But these stencils, you could use it individually to create kind of like a color block background, or layer them up to get a look like this. And it's cool because you're layering different colors on top of each other. And I have an image of the card I did. Do you see? It's like has a big floral image. There we go. Can you see it in the background?
Oh yeah.
So the background there, I did pinks and oranges and layered it up. And I believe that big flower image is also in the clearance section too. So really cool thing you can do with that background. Is that the only one there was? I think that's it.
There's there's 2 other images.
Okay.
There's 3 others, but I don't know what they are.
Okay, you can show some of the other images.
Okay.
That one we did earlier.
That one. And there's.
Okay, this set, I don't know what it's called, Cheers or something. That's in the clearance section also. Which that was the vellum shaker window that I did there. I thought that was an adorable set, and that is on in the clearance section. I think there might.
One more.
There we go. This one, I did not make this one.
Oh yeah.
This is from the Pinkfresh website. And that set, that Leafy set, I don't remember what it's called, but it is in the clearance section also. It's so beautiful. I just think it's beautiful. But there, see, that's where Pinkfresh is where I get the inspiration for doing unique colors. Like those leaves don't exist in the real world, but they do in our crafty world. And I think that's fantastic. So that's where my inspiration for colorful leaves come from. Okay. All right.
Okay, well.
Back to me. Well, no, nobody wants to look at me. Okay. Giveaways. The first giveaway, you get the overlapping geometrics stencil set that I showed you. This one's also on sale. This is a stencil set that creates a patchwork background that doesn't overlap. So you can get a colorful background. This is Modern Rug. So one winner gets these 2 layering stencil sets. This one has 5 stencils, this one has 6 in it. Then the second winner will get, where'd it go? Here it is. You will get the Happy Dance. The Happy Dance is this beautiful image. See how big that is? The stencils to color it, and the coordinating die. So winner number 1 gets this 2 geometric stencil sets, and winner number 2 gets the Happy Dance.
Lori Booma.
Lori Booma, man,
B-U-M-A.
she's on this. Mike's gonna get fired. Lori Booma gets the 2 stencil sets. Lori, just go to my website and send me your address. And the winner of the Happy Dance bundle is?
Fanata J.
Fanata J.
4889.
Fanata J 4889. F-A-N-A.
T-T-A.
T-T-A.
J.
J. Okay, those are our 2 winners. Just go to my website and send me your address. Please be patient, as I'm losing my mind without Mike here and not mailing things just yet. So, but they will eventually come. So there, what?
I posted the winners.
Okay, Betsy put the winners in the chat. Thank you, Betsy. So let's look at all of the many millions of cards we did today. I don't even know if I can find them all. Let's see. I think. Here we go. How's that for a long life? There we go.
Oh my goodness, that's a lot of cards.
Yay!
Look at all of it. Yay!
And you may notice that I do a lot of thanks cards and like thinking of you cards because I send these out to people who watch my videos and are in my Facebook group and stuff like that. So that's why you rarely see me do happy birthday cards because I don't usually give those. Okay, so I think that's it. I think I need to go feed some people. All right, so just to wrap things up, Pinkfresh is having a 50 to 75% off clearance sale items. Most of the products I used today were 50% off. I think a couple were 75% off. But then with my code, J McGuire, it's in the YouTube description below, you get an additional 10% off. And you get free US shipping at $100. Pinkfresh is always very generous, and I really appreciate that she did this today. Kinnery reached out to me and said, hey, I want to do a clearance sale. You want to go live? And I said, sure. So I appreciate that extra 10% off. That always helps too. Let's see. I'm trying to think of if there's anything else. When do I go live next? I have to talk to Cammie, but either Thursday or Friday.
Either.
Cammie has no life like me. Yay!
I don't like either.
Maybe we'll do Friday and then we can go out to dinner afterwards.
Ooh.
We'll see. All right, I think that's it. So everything is at the top of my YouTube description. If it helps to have a visual supply list and visuals of the deals and stuff, there is a link right at the top of my YouTube description that has the word live in it. It's a link with the word live in it. If you click that, it'll open up to a new page and you'll see all the deals and then underneath thumbnails of everything I talk about. So you can find all the information in either place. And I didn't use everything that's on sale. There's a lot more on sale. So anyways, there you go. Yeah, we do have big lives. We've got very big. She goes out more than I do. Yesterday, this is bad.
I do?
Yeah, Sunday night, Lila's like, I need to go to Target. And I was like, you just blew my stay home all weekend streak at 8 p.m. on a Sunday night.
Oh, so close.
Oh. And I was wearing my sweatshirt that said, voted most likely to stay home with the dog. So, anyway. Okay, thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you, Cammie and Betsy, for your help. And, oh, Mike. Mike, thanks for being here. Now go keep track of Gran. I appreciate you, and I will see you again very soon. Take care.